Welcome to BizJet TV. My name is Fabrizio Poli, and today's episode we're going to look at the short-term leasing that I have talked about a number of times. Today we're going to hone in on the costs of looking at a larger aircraft, but before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about the market and what's happening. Just give you a few numbers on what's going on in the private jet market, just to make you realize that, it is time to start moving on this front. So let's get into it. If you haven't subscribed to BizJet TV, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Great content here on business aviation and lots more on the aviation front. Also give us a thumbs up, that helps to get the word out there. Click on the notification bell so you get notified every time we publish a video, and please comment below, we love to hear from you. So let's get straight into the aircraft leasing and off we go. Let's just look at a snapshot of the market right now. We're seeing that the price of the larger jets, the G550s, the Global 6000s, and that has actually come down by about 11%. And that's due to the fact that people that have the larger jets are not flying long distance, because a lot of places you go to these days, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So, people are not bothering to travel. Simple. People use private jets to save time. If when you get to your destination you have to spend 2 weeks quarantined in a hotel before you can go out and do your business deal, you're just not going to travel. It's as simple as that. But we're seeing a lot of movement in the United States, because obviously in the United States it's a different story. It's a big country. You can fly from New York to Honolulu, and in that case you're going to need a long-range airplane. So 11% down on the numbers there for the larger jets, but we are seeing some of them are moving, and so some are being sold, and the ones that are being sold, it's the high quality spec airplanes that are. So obviously those people that are buying those aircraft are getting professional advice and finding the good deals to do. While on the lower end, the prices are probably down by about 1 or 2%. In some cases they're even gone up in price, like the Pilatus PC-12 is doing very well. Prices of those aircraft has gone up. It's a single engine turboprop. You can check on the link above to find out all about the PC-12. Very interesting airplane if you're flying 200, 300, 400 miles. It's a good airplane to look into. But on the lower front, the smaller jets, we're seeing people buy all sorts of stuff, and in particular the low quality aircraft. It's almost as if these are like first-time buyers, don't really know anything about aeroplanes. They go on the internet and they type in buy a Learjet, buy a Hawker, buy a Cessna Citation, and they're saying, oh, this jet's only $400,000, let's buy it. And then a week later they discover it's got a maintenance schedule which is going to take 3 months, so now they're without an airplane for 3 months, and it's going to cost them $800,000 or $900,000. So there goes your deal out the window. So if you are going to buy an aircraft, I do recommend you seek professional advice. Unless you're an aviation person yourself and you know what you're talking about and you know what you're looking at when you're looking at a spec sheet, or you're going to look at an aeroplane, you know what to look for. Pre-buy inspections, boroscopic checks on engines, all the, going through the maintenance records. All these things are really, really important. Also going through the legal records of the airplanes, because I have heard horror stories of people buy an airplane and 5 months later someone knocked on the door and said, hey, what are you doing flying around with my airplane? What do you mean, your airplane? Yes, here's the paperwork. And they suddenly discover that they bought the airplane from somebody that wasn't actually the owner. So getting the right legal advice is also very, very important. Aircraft purchase is a very detailed and careful purchase, and it needs to be done in the right way and in the professional way. So let's move into leasing. Now, leasing is an option that more and more people are looking at right now, and I'm going to give you an example here of something we're doing over at Kaizen Aerospace, where we're offering Bombardier Global Expresses and also Gulfstreams on 24-month leases. And I'm just going to hone in on one example for you, that of the Global 6000. Now, the Global 6000 today on the pre-owned market, you can buy them for anywhere between $22 to like $35 million. So if we take a $25 million price point, that's how much it would cost you to buy one of these airplanes. So what I'm suggesting here, instead of spending $25 million, which you may not have, or you may want to use that cash to grow your business right now, not putting in an aircraft, the option that we have here for you is that to be able to lease the airplane. So how would the lease work? It's, let's say, a 24-month lease, down payment of $2 million. and $360,000 a month for the aircraft, and to have a crew to sit with the aircraft available 24/7. Of course, we can customize the airplane for you, put your logo on it, put cushions inside the airplane with your name on it. All that good stuff can be done. And then on top of that, every hour you fly, it's going to be about $9,500 to $10,000 an hour. So let's call it $10,000 an hour. So if you fly 400 hours a year, the lease is going to cost you just over $8 million a year. So the $8 million a year is something that you don't have to pay all up front. Okay, you're paying this on a monthly basis, so you may be spending $1 million a month or just under $1 million a month. And as you move and use this airplane to do deals, you'll be making more money, and that's the way to look at it. You use this airplane to do deals. So what deals can you do with the airplane? And the advantage is, right now, a lot of the airlines have scrapped routes that they were doing before. Some airlines have gone bust, and so consequently, the airline that you were using to fly from A to B to C to D from where your company is headquartered is no longer there. So using a private aircraft can spring your team into action very quickly, keep them safe as well from any viruses or any passengers that you don't know who they are, kind of thing. So it keeps your team safe, and this is why a lot of people are looking into private. But above all, you can get out A to B very quickly. Also, with private jets, you have access to a lot more airports. You control the time, you control the airplane. This is the advantage of having the lease over maybe a charter. And the lease over ownership is the fact that you don't have to outlay, the $25 million for the aircraft. You're paying on a monthly basis, and so there's great advantage there. From an operational standpoint, Kaizen Aerospace, we do everything for you, from sourcing the aircraft if we don't already have one in inventory, putting the whole deal together, and managing the aircraft on a daily basis for you. And that's another advantage you'll get, as well as being able to customize the aircraft. So that's really it on how the lease works. Of course, these are just an example, these numbers. We have to get specific on what your needs are and see if we can craft something for you. And that's really it from me on this episode. If you haven't subscribed to BizJet TV, encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Check out these other videos here on private jets and the different types of airplanes that are out there that are available these days, and give us a thumbs up because that helps to spread the word on this channel. And comment below, we'd love to hear from you. Recommendations, suggestions for future videos, commentary on leasing an airplane. Have you ever leased a plane before? How did you get on? Love to hear from you on that front too. And that's all from Fabrizio Poli on BizJet TV, and I'll see you on the next one.